Welcome to the ultimate vegetable garden tour, where we dive deep into designing a productive and visually stunning garden. Whether you're planning to grow fresh vegetables to bring a bit of farm-to-table flavor to your meals, or you're simply looking for a new way to connect with nature, we're here to help you create the perfect layout that suits your space, climate, and personal preferences. Getting started. Choosing your garden. Layout. Why garden layout matters. Planning a vegetable garden layout goes beyond simply planting seeds in the ground. It's about designing a space that encourages healthy growth, easy maintenance, and efficient use of resources. A thoughtful layout can mean the difference between a garden that flourishes and one that struggles. Think about it like this. Your garden layout is the blueprint for your success. It helps manage sunlight, water flow, and even pests, making gardening more enjoyable and less of a chore. There are several classic layout options you can choose from, each offering its own unique benefits. Popular layout styles: row planting. A traditional method, great for large gardens and easy access. Vegetables are planted in long, straight rows with ample spacing for tools and movement. Row planting works well for crops like corn, potatoes, and squash, which need room to grow. Square foot gardening. Ideal for smaller spaces. Square foot gardening is a highly organized layout that divides the garden into equal-sized squares. Each square is designated for a specific plant, allowing for maximum variety in minimal space. Raised beds. Excellent for areas with poor soil quality. Raised beds allow for better soil control and drainage, making it easier to manage pests. This layout is versatile and suits any garden size, accommodating both sprawling and compact crops. Container gardens. Perfect for urban spaces, container gardening uses pots and containers of various sizes. It's a flexible layout that can adapt to balconies, patios, or small backyards. Tomatoes, peppers, and herbs thrive in container gardens. Permaculture-inspired layout. This approach combines vegetables with perennial plants, flowers, and even small trees to create a self-sustaining ecosystem. Permaculture gardens are excellent for environmentally conscious gardeners who want to attract pollinators and reduce water usage. Each layout style has its own benefits, so take time to choose one that aligns with your goals, space, and resources. Essential factors to consider in your layout. Sunlight and shade. Sunlight is vital for vegetable growth, but not all plants have the same needs. Leafy greens, for instance, can thrive with partial shade, while sun-loving crops like tomatoes, peppers, and cucumbers need a full 6 to 8 hours of sunlight daily. In the layout planning phase, pay attention to the sun's path in your garden space, soil quality, and preparation. Good soil is the foundation of a healthy garden. Test your soil to understand its composition, pH, and nutrient levels. Add organic compost, aged manure, or other soil amendments based on your soil type. Raised beds are a great option if your natural soil is rocky or sandy, as they allow you to fill the beds with high-quality soil. Spacing and accessibility. Proper spacing promotes airflow between plants, reducing the risk of disease. In tight spaces, consider vertical gardening options like trellises for climbing plants. Accessibility is another key factor. Paths should be wide enough for tools or even a small wheelbarrow to maneuver around the garden comfortably. Preparing the ground. Steps to a perfect planting bed. Once your layout is planned, it's time to prepare the soil and define planting beds. Start by marking out paths and beds with stakes and string. If using raised beds, build the frames and fill them with nutrient-rich soil, creating paths and walkways. Paths define access areas, so consider materials like gravel, mulch, or brick that allow easy access and prevent soil compaction. A garden path lined with stones or bricks not only adds to the aesthetic, but also helps manage weeds and maintain garden cleanliness. Building raised beds. Building raised beds is simple and adaptable to any garden. Raised beds are usually about 12 to 18 inches deep, which is enough for most vegetables. Line the bottom with landscape fabric to prevent weeds from growing up through the soil. Choosing and arranging plants. Companion. Planting and crop rotation. Planting certain crops together can improve growth and deter pests. For example, basil planted near tomatoes can enhance the flavor and ward off pests. Similarly, marigolds repel harmful insects, making them great companions for a variety of vegetables. Crop rotation is another technique that helps prevent soil depletion and pest buildup. Rotate your crops each season by following a cycle. Root vegetables one year, leafy greens the next, and then fruiting plants. Maximizing space with vertical gardening. Vertical gardening makes excellent use of limited space and adds a layer of visual interest to your layout. Trellises, arbors, and stakes allow plants like cucumbers, beans, and tomatoes to grow upward, freeing up ground space for other crops. Watering systems and garden maintenance. Efficient watering techniques. Drip irrigation is one of the most efficient watering methods as it directs water to the roots, reducing waste and helping prevent fungal issues. Soaker hoses and drip lines are easy to install and work well for raised beds and row gardens. Mulching for moisture retention and weed control. Mulching is essential for maintaining soil moisture and controlling weeds. Organic mulches like straw, bark, or shredded leaves break down over time, enriching the soil and promoting plant health. Pest control and organic solutions. Natural pest deterrence. Using natural solutions like neem oil, insecticidal soaps, or companion plants can keep pests at bay without harming the ecosystem. For instance, planting onions or garlic near leafy greens can deter aphids, attracting beneficial insects. Ladybugs, lacewings, and bees are just a few beneficial insects that contribute to a thriving vegetable garden. Planting flowers like calendula and cosmos around your garden attracts these natural helpers. Seasonal planting and harvesting. Tips. Spring planting and cool season crops. Spring is the season to plant cool season vegetables like lettuce, peas, and spinach. These plants thrive in cooler temperatures and can be harvested before summer heat arrives. Summer crops and heat management. In summer, focus on heat-loving crops like tomatoes, peppers, cucumbers, and zucchini. Keep an eye on watering needs during hot months, as dry soil can stress the plants. Fall and winter planting for year-round harvest. Extend your growing season into fall with crops like carrots, beets, and kale. In mild climates, winter planting may even be an option with crops like spinach and garlic. A guided tour of a model vegetable garden. Now that we've covered the fundamentals, let's tour a garden that brings all these concepts to life. Imagine rows of deep green kale beside brilliant red tomatoes, trellises with cucumbers climbing up, and a path of crushed stone leading through it all. Raised beds with carrots and onions are set up alongside container herbs like basil and mint. Nearby, a row of sunflowers adds height and color while attracting pollinators. The whole space feels like a carefully planned oasis of fresh produce, blooming flowers, and buzzing activity. Conclusion. Your vegetable garden vision awaits. Designing a vegetable garden layout is as rewarding as it is fun, transforming a simple plot of land into a productive, vibrant space that nourishes your body and soul. Whether you're starting small or planning an ambitious backyard farm, every step you take in planning, designing, and cultivating your garden brings you closer to a sustainable, beautiful source of fresh food right outside your door.